So hello there, this is Nikunj and I'm back with another interesting puzzle. The puzzle that I have today might sound a bit absurd at first, but this has actually been asked in real interviews of top companies. So here's the puzzle. We have 100 smart tigers and one sheep. If a tiger eats a sheep, the tiger itself becomes a sheep and then can be eaten by another tiger. So this part is what I was talking about, the absurd part, the tiger becomes a sheep. Now all the tigers want to live, so they won't eat a sheep if they can later be eaten by another tiger. However, they don't mind staying alive as a sheep. And we have to answer, will the sheep survive or not? Will the sheep survive or not? So here's the representation. We have so many tigers. We have 100 tigers and one sheep. Now if any of the tigers attempt to eat the sheep will not survive. But this is the question, right? Will the tiger attempt to eat the sheep or not? Because this tiger will then become a sheep and can later be eaten by one of the 99 tigers remaining. So you can pause and think. I'm moving to the smallest cases first. Here's the smallest case. One tiger, one sheep, and in this case the tiger will definitely eat the sheep. It will then become a sheep itself, but it doesn't mind that, right? It will just eat up the sheep and become a sheep to survive. Now this one is an interesting case. If we have two tigers and one sheep, well, in this case, if any of the tigers eat the sheep, they know that they will definitely be eaten by the other tiger that is there. So both the tigers know this fact, and so none of them will attempt to eat this sheep, and hence this sheep survives. But in the previous case, the original sheep did not survive in case of one tiger and one sheep. In case of one tiger and one sheep, the sheep does not survive, but in case of two tigers and one sheep, the sheep survives. Now since you have seen the two base cases, you can pause and think about the other cases, and more importantly the case with 100 tigers. So I now have the case with 3 tigers and 1 sheep. In this case, if any of the tigers eat the sheep up, we come back to this case, the case with 2 tigers and 1 sheep, but now the sheep that is there has the brains and the soul of a tiger, right? Like it has become a sheep, but it is still smart as a tiger. So it knows that it will survive. As we saw in this case, it survives. So any of the tigers that reach the sheep first will eat it, and then this sheep does not survive, but the tiger that has become a sheep, it will survive. So in case of 3 tigers and 1 sheep, the sheep did not survive. We have to remember that. And now we have the case of 4 tigers and 1 sheep. So in this case, if any of the tigers attempt to eat the sheep up, we will get back to this case, the case with 3 tigers and 1 sheep, but the sheep is now essentially a tiger. So it knows that it will not survive, as we saw in this case. So none of the tigers will go and attempt to eat this sheep up because they know that they won't survive. So the original sheep that we have, it survives because none of the tigers will attempt to eat the sheep up. So what we saw is, in case of 1 tiger and 1 sheep, the sheep did not survive. In case of 2 tigers and 1 sheep, the sheep did survive. In case of 3 tigers and 1 sheep, the sheep did not survive. And in case of 4 tigers and 1 sheep, the sheep did survive. So as most of you must have noticed, what essentially matters is the number of tigers. And if the number of tigers is even, the sheep will survive, as is the case, as we saw in the cases of 2 tigers and 4 tigers. And if the number of tigers is odd, the sheep will not survive, as we saw in the case of 1 tiger and 3 tigers. So in case of 100 tigers, the sheep will definitely survive because 100 is an even number. So if you made it so far, please drop a like, comment if you like, share and subscribe for more such videos. Thanks a lot.